It's time to rethink our drug laws. Like most other governments around the world, our government has been waging a very expensive war against drugs for decades. Yet despite huge numbers of police and sniffer dogs harassing people on our streets, in our clubs and at music festivals, huge numbers of people continue to take drugs. Almost 1 in 2 of us, in fact. 1/3 of us have smoked weed, 1 in 10 have taken ecstasy, and our use of amphetamines is second highest in the world. It seems zero tolerance is having zero success. But still, we continue to pump hundreds of millions of dollars into trying to stop people taking certain types of drugs, into declaring them criminals for smoking a joint, or wanting to take a pill or two and dance all night with their friends. Telling people to not take a drug has never worked. It's not working now, and it will never work. Last year in New South Wales, almost 28,000 people were given criminal records because they were caught in possession of a small amount of drugs for personal use. This can take a huge toll on people's lives, families and careers. Why do we want to punish and stigmatise people for taking a particular type of drug, when in the vast majority of cases, they are causing no harm to themselves or to others? The uncomfortable truth is that most governments don't want to admit that the majority of people who use illegal drugs do so to relax, unwind and have fun with their friends. Despite 4 decades of a US-led global war waged against drugs, the illicit drug industry is now the world's primary revenue source for organised crime, estimated at $320 billion annually. So isn't it time to reform our failed and out-of-date drug laws? Starting with pill testing. We need drug checking and health information services at music festivals and in the community. Sorry Gladys, but we'll never stop people taking pills, so let's make sure they know what's in them and save lives. Then let's legalise cannabis and get it out of the hands of criminals. Imagine the jobs and revenue that will flow if we taxed and regulated weed. Instead of clogging up the courts and giving thousands of people a criminal record for simply smoking a joint, billions would be pumped into our health and mental health systems. Finally, let's decriminalise the personal use and possession of all drugs. Our government spends 60% of their drugs budget on law enforcement and only 20% on treatment. Let's put that funding into drug services and remove the stigma of criminalisation so people actually seek help when they need it, and allow our police and justice system to focus on real crime and end the harassment of people for doing nothing more than choosing to use drugs. It's time to rethink and reform our failed drug laws.